for, if you have any doubt, you can revise this lecture once again. Okay, fine. So from current slide. So as we discussed that, what is workforce plan? Workforce plan is the process of analyzing, forecasting, and planning workforce supply and demand, assessing gaps, and determining targeted and talent management interventions to ensure that an organization has the right people with the right skill in the right place at the right time. And as per the definition of SHRM, SHRM says that a workforce plan is a strategic alignment of the organization, human capital with its business direction. Business direction is nothing but your vision and mission of your organizations. Okay, so in short, if we have to define what is workforce plan is simply stated that the right number of people with the right competency, right job, and right time. That is the core keywords of the workforce planning. So right number, right competency, right job, and right time to accomplish what? Here the agency is mentioned. Agency is nothing but your organization, goals and mission. So workforce planning is often referred as a HR planning. The below red line it is written, so you'll get a clear understanding. So how you can differentiate. It's not that much a big difference in between the related term that we use frequently during planning a workforce. That workforce planning is often referred to as HR planning, succession planning, human capital planning, and talent management. So alternatively, as per the situation you use it. If you require a specific people, you use the talent planning. If you use, if you're planning for a strategic way, for a broad manner, then you use the workforce plan. If you use, if you're planning for 1 year or for that particular year, then you use the manpower plan. If you use for filling the position of your executives, then you use that term as a succession plan. Okay, so the various terms, related terms are there, but the processes are same. What the process that you are, identifying, somehow the process are shortened or widened according to your requirement. Okay, got the concept? What is the difference between related terms, or you have
Yes,
any
sir.
doubt? Okay, great.
No, sir.
Okay, so how many you are there? Are currently two people. Sunny joined. Just I want to check it out.
Yes, sir. Sunny joined.
Yes, I joined.
How many are there? Three people.
4.
Yes, sir,
No,
three
no,
are.
three we are.
Others not
Three,
there.
three
The
you are.
Dipali is on leave.
Okay, fine. So till now we have seen the definition of the workforce planning. So the steps, the workforce planning step that we can categorize: define the future, analyze the current workforce, close the gap in between future and the current, and monitor, evaluate the revise. This is a shortcut to understand what is the workforce planning steps that most of the organization implement. So I think here there is no need to explain much more. We'll go in deep way in upcoming slides. This is only to show you what are the steps in workforce planning. Defining the future, analyzing the current workforce, closing the gap, and monitor, evaluate, and revise whatever the action plan that you are implemented to fulfill that gap. So, what is the purpose of workforce planning? Okay, so workforce planning, I use throughout my lecture, I will use the term workforce planning only, though it is a talent planning concept. As I said, there is all the terms are related terms, and it vary depend upon the situation of planning. So I use the broad term during my whole session, that is the workforce planning. Okay, so, purpose of workforce planning is reduce cost by helping management. Okay, if you perform a proper workforce planning, then automatically the whatever the recruitment cost that will face in upcoming years, okay, that will get reduced. Okay, and whatever the exact requirement you required for fulfilling your need, that will covered into the workforce plan, and that will impact your cost of hiring and training the people. So that is the main purpose of workforce planning. Effective workforce planning, I will use the word to reduce the cost. Second one, provide a better basis for planning employee development that makes optimum use of workforce attitude. So basically this term says that if you plan properly, if you hire the employee properly, okay, as per their role, because workforce plan is the input to your recruitment and selection, or in talent management term you can say workforce plan is the input to your talent acquisition. Okay, so if you design or plan the requirement of workforce, then automatically that will have a direct impact on your talent acquisition. Okay, and if it have a direct impact on talent acquisition, it will have a direct impact on your training and development. It have a direct impact on your performance management. Okay, and that chain will end till exit of that employee. So that we call as a pipeline. How you are pipelining, talent pipeline concept, that will see in succession management how you are pipelining all those putting employees in that pipeline for a development thing. Okay, so in the current thing, that better basis of planning employee development that make optimum use of worker, that is the second purpose. Third one is improve the overall business planning process. Okay, if the organization have a proper workforce planning, then the requirement for each unit or each process of the organization have the proper manpower or the talent to run that process or to run that unit. The fourth one, provide more opportunities for women and minority group in the future growth and strategic plan of the organization. So workforce plan is linked with your employment equality also. So one equity, employment opportunity equity, that EO concepts one is there. One report, most of the organization maintain one report as per the labor law. Okay, they need to think that proper equal treatment is given to all the demographic, different demographies, demographic features are there, like the gender equality is there. In India, the reservation policy is there. Okay, so whether you are fulfilling that norms or not, as in constitution article 15 and 16 says that in Indian constitution it says that equal opportunity for everyone. So that is the constitution given us the right that every organization need to fulfill the equal, provide the equal opportunity for women, minority group in the future growth of their organization, and accordingly the organization need to develop their strategy. So if you are just checking out, lots of forces are impacting the organization strategy. It is a this rules and norms are the external force. Okay, which most of the organization needs to follow. There are some external forces also that directly impact the strategic plan of the organization. Okay, so next is a fifth. Please ask any question if you not understand. Please pause me and just ask the question. Okay, I'm
Yes, sir.
assuming that
Yes,
you're
sir.
I'm assuming that you're understanding that concept, and I'm going forward. So
Yes,
if you
sir.
have any difficulty to understand concept, please pause me. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the next one, promote greater awareness of the importance of sound human resource throughout all levels of the organization. Of course, every organization require a talented people at all levels. So effective workforce plan will provide those talent. The last one, provide a tool for evaluating the influence of various HR action and policy. So workforce plan will stand as an input to all various HR action, like as I said, recruitment and selection or a talent acquisition, then talent development. In other way, we can say it as a training and development. Then your compensation management policy. Huh? Lots of processes and policies are there. Okay, so this workforce plan will influence all processes or all actions, HR actions within the organization. So you can think that the workforce plan is a core part of your human resource plan. Sorry, HR, human resource management. Without workforce plan, effective workforce plan, you cannot implement any further process of HR effectively. Yeah? So there are two graphs as in front of you. Okay, so what is that graph? Can you just tell me? Please read the explain. whatever what is written in on the slide, please read it and try to tell me what is that. Any one of you, please. Are you
The
able to?
workflow spell planning. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Are you able to understand this slide? Please check it out. There are two graphs are there. In first graph, it says about supply. Second graph, it says
Second is
about supply
demand.
and demand. Okay. So, as workforce plan is nothing but identifies the gap between the future needs of the organization and the structure of the current organization. And the second, identifies skills that the organization doesn't currently have but will soon require. So, can you just guess it? What will be the third slide? First
Gap
slide say
between
about
demand
the
and supply.
gap. Yes. So the third slide will be the gap. Got the concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this slide says about the supply that you require. The second slide say that the demand supply is nothing but the current requirement. Demand is nothing but the future requirement. And the third one is the gap in between the current and the future requirement. Okay, this is easy to understand. Okay, so why do workforce planning, why we require workforce planning? We understand the definition of workforce planning. Okay, second, we understand the the purpose of workforce planning. So now we are just understanding why do require workforce planning. So in short, just I have written, I think it might be a repeated sentence. Okay, when properly implemented, workforce planning ensures an organization has the right people with the right skill in the right place and the right time. This is the the related. Most of the time we will repeat this sentence in workforce planning because it is a core explanation of workforce planning. What is workforce planning? So the requirement of right people, right skill, and right place and right time. That is the important keywords. So these factors, people, skill, position, and timing need to be aligned to ensure your organization is able to continue to meet its mission. Finally, why we are doing all these things? Why we plan? Why we do analysis? Okay, why we predict for future? That the major the core thing is your mission and mission of your organization. What your organization to be achieved in upcoming days, that is the mission of your organization. Okay, and to fulfill that mission, all the plans are the plans are made, and the action to implement that plan is nothing but the strategy. What is strategy? Strategy is nothing but whatever the plan that you are doing for achieving the mission of your organization, all that plan, that action. Okay, that is nothing but your strategy. So how strategically you are implementing your plan, and how you are effectively achieving the the mission of your organization. Okay, and every organization have their vision, mission. Okay, their objective, their goal. Okay, and every process or every level of that organization are linked with the vision and mission of the organization. You have to be think according to that. Whatever the plan that you frame, make that plan or implement that plan in the form of action. All these are aligned with your vision and mission of your organization. So the need for additional labor, hmm, that is a part of your, and why do you require workforce planning? So you require workforce planning to fulfill your requirement of additional labor. So workforce planning helps ensure that organization fulfill their business plan for the future in terms of financial objective, of output, a goal, product mix, technologies, and resource requirement. So what is the business plan? We are talking about business plan. So what is mean by business plan? We name it as a business case also, huh? Sometimes. Yes,
So something that is going to generate us revenue.
the revenue, right, right, right. Mostly most of the organization planning for different units or business or any product, manufacturing a new product that have link with the revenue, the profit. Organization exist is due to a profit. Every organization hidden agenda, or some have the open agenda also, that they exist for only profit. As we say, every NGO is a non-profit organization, but they also have some profit agenda. That might be their agenda is hidden, but they have certain profit. It might be tangible or non-tangible profit. We cannot measure the profit in the form of monetary benefits always, but it might be a non-monetary thing also. Okay, so workforce planning helps to ensure that organization fulfill their business plans, the futuristic business plan. Okay, the once the business plan are determined, so you are known that you are opening a new business, or you are entering into the new, business line. Okay, apart from your traditional business, then that is nothing but your business plan, and then the planning start. And this business plan helps HR planner for developing, assist HR planner to develop the workforce plan. Because what will be the input to workforce plan? This is one document, that is your business plan, the future business plan. Okay, so this is the need for the additional labor. Next one, alignment between business and human resource planning. When we talk about, okay, aligning the business and the human resource planning, as I said, the business is nothing but your profit, your loss, your goals, your objective, your vision, your mission, all these are related to your business. And when we say that you are aligning or you are linking the business with the human resource planning or the workforce planning, then automatically that workforce plan get converted into strategic workforce plan. Rather, we can name it as a strategic human resource planning. Before that, it is just a human resource planning. That HR planning or workforce planning fulfilling your current requirement. It is not a link with your requirement, futuristic requirement of your organization. So once it get linked, then you called it as a strategic workforce plan. Okay. So the size of the organization's workforce should be based on its business plan. Every organization should ask the question like that. What type of questions you need to ask? How many of each type of employee will be required to achieve your organization goal? Okay, this is some business questions that need to ask to the your human resource planner. Okay, to reach its goal, an organization must have the proper mix of employees with the necessary knowledge, skill, and ability. Because if you're opening any new unit, okay, or entering into any new business line, you need a different, diverse workforce to run that business, from a lower level to upper level, like you can say the worker laborers to the managers or executive managers. So this, and every role have a different knowledge, different skill set, different abilities. Okay, so you need to identify that requirement. So we categorize, okay, this human resource planning or workforce planning into three categories. As you see, it is a long range planning, middle range planning, and the short range planning. So first of all, we go, arrow says that the first is a short range, next is a middle range, and the third one is a long range. We'll go from the long range. So what is a long range planning? Do you agree, okay, that long range planning is for 10 years? As I say,
Yes,
it
sir.
is 10 years. And can you just tell me whether it is fixed or vary?
It is fixed.
Okay, and any other?
No, so even I agree. It's fixed. 10 years is the minimum long range planning.
So it is fixed one, or it vary time to time? Can you repeat it? Whether you are saying it is fixed or variable? That plan is vary according time to time, or it is fixed one. If I estimated I require 100 employees in upcoming 10 years to my organization, whether it is fixed or it may vary
So considering the
So depending
situations, it may
upon
vary.
business.
Yeah,
depending upon the business, depending
business
upon the condition.
profit and
Okay,
revenue of the business.
great.
The planning would change. So
Okay.
consideration like the require if we are planning to have like 10 years like workforce, and
Mm-hmm.
we are not generating that amount of revenue, nor eventually we realize that we don't require. So we'll have to
Mm-hmm.
make changes in that plan. So it's
Mm-hmm.
completely based upon the profit, revenue, and expenses that occurs.
Actually, long range planning is it's not a fixed one. Okay, once you targeted 100 employees are required. Okay, that 100 employees review should be taken in a short range plan. So short range planning is 1 to 2 years. That is the current planning that you are making for your workforce. Okay, you need to review your long range and mid range plan. Okay, in a short range planning, if you have to align, like in a current state, if you assume that you required, I mean, in 2012, if you decided to, you required a 1000 employees in upcoming years, and suddenly such pandemic come, okay, which impacted all the business environment. Okay, so we don't know what type of business model will come after this pandemic, and what type of workforce we require. So you need to take a revision of, every year of your long term and middle range planning, because 10-year time is very very long time, and of course a 5 year also a very long time, long term. Okay, and you can just revise it, review it, discuss it, on a regular basis, whether that plan needs to be updated or it should remain same as you decided. So when we talk about long range planning, HR managers should participate with top level management in formulating a long range business strategy. Why I'm saying the HR manager, why he needs to talk with your top level management for working for a long range plan. Of course, the name says that it is a long range plan, and it's linked with the strategy of your organization. So strategy is decided by the concern with the sponsors, your the top level management. Okay, those are sponsoring your organization on. Okay, so the you need to concern with them, and while designing any long range plan related to the workforce for your organization. Next, you can say the organization mission needs to examine to determine, what useful product or services the organization should produce. So, for example, currently, if you are producing, or if you are providing a certain service, okay, you need to just do the research in upcoming years. What type of service will you provide? That is a predictive analysis that you must do, because long range plan require lot of reports, lot of research related to, your past historical data. External environmental scanning is one term is used when you are, framing the long range planning. You have to scan the internal and external environment, and with the help of various analytical tool, you can go for predictive analysis. And then you can design a prescription. Prescriptive analytic is one word which is used in and data analytics, that you are, taking an action, to cope up whatever the issues that you face or you predicted in futuristic analytic process. So most of the time, the first step in the long range planning is you have to concern with top level management. Second statement is you need to examine your mission. Mission is linked with your services, whatever the operation or the process that you are performing on day-to-day basis. Because finally, the mission is one benchmark. Okay, that you are just trying to achieve on regular basis, daily basis. All the processes of your organizations are aligned with your mission, fulfilling that mission. So you need to review your mission. You need to review your existing process, and you have to think, and you have to predict what type of process, new process will come in upcoming years. Okay, while designing a long term planning. Next, third one is, of course, the SWOT analysis you have to do. You have to just you have to ask that what is your organization strength, what is your organization opportunities. Okay, so what the opportunity that you have in upcoming days, and currently in which sector you are working. Okay, then the threats you can say, like pandemic will be the threat. Disaster, you can just all the pandemic or war or natural disaster will cover in the disaster management. Okay, that you have to think while designing a long range planning, because long range planning is one set a benchmark for your organization, according to which you plan your workforce. So the competitive advantage is also play the important role when you are designing a long term range planning. The competition, the 10 year before, if you see, there is no any that no that much competition. Okay, if you see a Geo launch in 2015, there is no any competition for Geo now also. But we can't predict in upcoming 5 years the more competitor will come to Geo. So accordingly, Geo needs to plan. Okay, so long run threats to be analyzed. Okay, long range planning includes long range analysis of environment, like workforce. Okay, workforce analytics. What type of workforce will be available? Okay, in market, and if it is not possible, that for example, if you want to introduce a new product, okay, to before your competitor, then you require such a workforce that product should be designed before that skill set is required to your workforce to design such type of product, innovative product. So you need to plan accordingly. That is the basic one. Workforce, effective demographic changes. When we say the demographic changes, the another keyword that you have to focus while drafting the long range planning, that your turnover rate, like your some employees will get retired, some will leave your organization. Okay, so how many are going to leave? How many are going to retired in upcoming 10 years? That you have to think. Then another one is social and culture changes. What will happen in the society. Currently the social changes is happening, that social distancing, work from home. This is one social change which is happening automatically due to some corona pandemic. So how you are dealing with this situation? So how you are have the effective plan, long range plan of your human resource. Okay, for coping up with this situation. Third, the next one we can say, like change in labor supply. Currently, if you see in Mumbai, the most of the manufacturing units are shut down. The reason is that they are not getting labor, because labor they went to their home places, and they don't want to come due to some reason, whatever it may be. It may be a corona pandemic, or it may be a social, like in 2008, Raj Thakre, opens his anger against the North Indians. So that might be a one the political issue also. Okay, so or a rough situation happens, heavy rainfall. Okay, so all these reasons are important when you design a long range planning. And the important one is legislation. When you talk about the labor laws, you cannot say that in upcoming 10 years your law remains same. So you have to think about it. Okay, so this is about the long range plan that I want to say or discuss with you. Is there any question on this long range planning, or if you want to add any point regards to this long range planning, you can add it, please. Yes.
No, sir, nothing from my end.
Hello.
No,
Hello?
sir. Nothing from my end.
Okay, great. Okay, so we'll go forward because a lot of that we have to go with the toolkits also. We have to refer the toolkits also. So the mid level range planning is nothing but a targeted to achieve organization objective or goal for within the next 2 to 5 years. That is nothing but the mid range planning. So mid-range planning involves forecasting how many employees will be needed within each job category to achieve the business goal. So what is meant by job category? Because most of the workforce plan happens, job category means what? Firstly, just tell me that. Yes, job categories. Okay, hiring or planning is happen with the help of different job categories. The firstly you'll search for the employees. Okay, how many employees you required for your organization? If you say 100 employees you required in upcoming 5 years, so you divide them into the job categories or job levels: management level, mid management level, line managers, supervisors, workers, skilled laborers, unskilled laborers, or moderate skilled laborers. That is nothing but your job category that you are bifurcating or dividing the your requirement into this different categories. So middle range planning is the whatever the points that I have discussed with the long range planning. The similar points is applicable to the mid range planning, but only the duration is small. Like the labor supply is also applicable to the mid range planning. Then social and cultural change, demographic change, change in labor supply, and changes in legislation, that is a part of mid range planning. And finally the short range planning involves developing performance goal or annual operating plan, you can say. So it is a 1 year or 6 month, 6 to 1 year planning, depending upon the current requirement of your organization or the specific project on which your HR manager, project manager working. So for this type of plan mostly done by the line level managers or the supervisors, which is at the lowest level of the hierarchy of your organization. So supervisors and line level managers should anticipate the number of employee, what numbers of employee that you require, and the skills required for them to accomplish their task, and what type of training they needed to achieve the business objective which is set by the organization. So accordingly that the short range plan implemented. Short range planning includes reviewing short range planning, apart from analyzing or calculating the requirement of current workforce. Apart from that, as I said, the reviewing of long range plan and middle range plan also takes place in short range planning. The reason is that yearly the new technology comes, the labor laws or the legislation get changed, certain event comes, okay, which affect your workforce plan. So it is must that you have to think, you have to review your long term and mid range planning in the short range planning. So that is about alignment between business and human resource planning. Uh, that we have discussed. Is there any question on this slide?
No, sir.
Okay, we'll move. So if you say the strategic priority, what type of strategic priority? Because when you are designing any workforce plan, okay, you must consider what is your specialization of your organization. If you say most of the organization deal with special, you cannot say or the organizations are specialized in all different factors or scenario like innovation, brand, price, design, quality. All these factors, all these priorities, no any organization fulfill the 100% 100, but every organization have their specialization. Like as I say, the critical function of your organization, that exercise that we have done in your HRM subject.
So
So
last time we had done this, na? We
yeah,
had
yeah, yeah,
showed this
yeah,
innovation,
yeah.
brand, price, design,
Innovation,
quality.
brand.
Yes,
So
yes.
why I have just chosen this slide? The reason is that workforce plan should be linked with this strategy. Like Apple have the innovation specialization. They have that specialty in innovation. BMW, okay. All these three organizations are best in their innovation. So this is their strategy. According to this strategy, they will plan their workforce for short term, mid term, or long term. If you say some organization focus to their brand, so indirectly what I want to say, the every organizations have their critical function, and according and that critical function plays important role in their workforce plan. If you say the people those who are working in Microsoft or Google, they have more innovative competencies, they have that skill set of innovation. Okay, the organization those who are a process based, quality based, as I say, huh? Like Toyota. Okay, so those people have a specialized in nature. They are very addicted to produce a quality always, because they are lean manufacturer. Okay, their quality is, their focus area is quality, so their people is also very focused to their quality thing. Designing thing, innovation is a part of designing, so designing requires some artistic skill. So if you see some people from IT industries also, if some organization like Adobe or IT fields, those specialties design, like web page designing, the people are more artistic in nature. So accordingly, automatically the strategies decide what type of workforce you require, and the people those who are working in such type of organization, automatically they show such type of skill set or competencies. Got the concept? How the strategies play important role in workforce planning,
Yes, sir.
long term, short term, and mid term. Okay. So workforce planning and HR activity. If you see, as I already said you, that the workforce plan impact job analysis, because before workforce planning, you have to do the job analysis. You have to come up with job description, what you required, what type of skill set you required, what type of employees are required, what are the job categories, for which for what type of job categories you are going, you are planning for workforce, you're doing workforce planning. So job analysis is an input to your workforce plan. Recruitment and selection, as I said, workforce plan is the output, okay, or a input to recruitment and selection. Without workforce planning, you cannot go for talent acquisition or recruitment and selection. Then third part comes training and development. If you have the workforce plan record in your hand, okay, it is very easy to design the training and development policy or strategy within your organization, because most of the requirement is mentioned in your workforce planning. What for what type of job analysis, job description, job specification, huh? Then what type of skill set that you require, competence, all is mentioned in your that workforce plan, and that will be an input document to your career management. Career management is nothing but finally the information required to manage the individual career of each employee. Okay, that for that process also workforce plan document is very important, because that will help organization to once again design a career management policy in organization. So this is the explanation about this slide. It is not that much complicated to understand. Only I want to say through this slide is that workforce planning is importantly linked with your recruitment and selection process, your training and development process, and career management process. So that is the main agenda. Next come technology and workforce planning. So, as I said, this how technologies plays important role. Can you just tell me what is the difference between HRIS, HRM, HCM, and HR analytics? Should I repeat? The difference between HRIS, Human Resource Information System, HRMS, Human Resource Management System, Human Capital Management, and the fourth one is your HR Analytics. Can you give me one by one explanation about it? One line. What is meant by HRIS? Yes, please tell me. If you don't know, you can just tell me. I will explain it. The difference between HRIS, SCM, HRMS, and HR Analytics. Am I audible to you? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we are
Is there
confused.
information? You are confused. Okay, I
What
will
is
explain one by one.
HCM form?
Okay, I will
HR
explain one by. I will explain one by one. I will take input from your side also. Firstly, note it down. What I'm asking you. I'm asking you. You can just write it down so you can have a better understanding. I'm asking you what is meant by HRIS, Human Resource Information System. Second one is HRMS, Human Resource Management System. Third one is HCM, Human Capital Management. Okay, and the fourth one is human, that is analytics, human resource analytics. Now you can explain it in any one of you. Yes, Sunny, you are telling something.
So HRIS means in a system to record
Hmm.
the information data of employees
Okay,
or
great,
any
great.
policies or procedures to be
Okay,
followed.
that's it. HRIS is a system to record data. You can say information of employees or the processes. Okay, fine. So next, HRMS, Human Resource Management System. What is the difference, HRIS and HRMS? Okay, I will just carry on. Okay, so as technology such as state, I will firstly explain what is the difference by just looking towards this diagram. You are able to understand what is the difference. If you see HRIS, HCM, and HRMS in different color shade. If you see the
Yes, sir.
core part is HRIS, उससे बड़ा वाला SCM, human
Yes,
capital
SCM.
management, and the broad concept, that is the management system, HRMS. So if you see the major broad system like time and labor management or payroll processing, the broad okay, when we say about HRIS is a more specific process of individual employee, like absence management, self-service portal, recruitment, which is dealing with the employees, specific employees, not the overall processes. HRMS is nothing but the process, the individual employee, and you can say the part of analytics also. In HRMS, analytics must also come. HR analytics. I will explain what is analytics. But first of all, understand HRMS is nothing but a complete HR processes related to organization, related to the human, related to employee, related to the legislation. All that is covered into that software. You're converted into the software process. So the complete managing the human related processes is called as HRMS. HRIS is nothing but some information, certain related process information you're providing to that software, and you're getting some result like absence management. Absence management is nothing but one small process in complete HRMS. So you can say the small models, sub models within HRMS is called as HRIS. And the middle one is human capital management. So what is that? Human capital management is dealing with, as I said, the capital word, it indicates you're just looking towards human resource as an asset of your organization. So when I say as an asset of your organization, you are evaluating their performance, you are evaluating, you are preparing that asset for your future leadership, that is succession planning. Okay, you are getting some insight from your employee personality related things. So that part covers in HR analytics. HR analytics is nothing but the combination of machine learning and some statistical tools.
Means we are using here analytical tools.
Analytical tools. So the analytics software or analytics, gives you such type of reports that will help you to take any decision.
So it can
I'm
be
not
Tabula, Python,
anything
any
that is
anything.
a part of your analytics. Only the information you are providing to those software is HR related. For example, I want to know the attrition issue. Why attrition is high in my organization? So I want to provide the data which is required by that software to calculate the attrition issue within your organization. You need to provide that data. That is nothing but through HRIS, human resource information system. You are providing that data to the analytical software. They are analyzing it and providing you some another information which helps you to find it out the issues of attrition. That is in the form of some statistical
Graphical.
explanation or graphical representation or any like. So in the latest trend, in latest concept, you'll see that concept in current trends in talent management or technology talent management. That part is there in your syllabus. Okay. So what that indicates that first of all, information system is nothing but it's storing the information of human resource
Employees.
for employees, for providing certain reports. That is HRIS work. SCM is nothing but it is more decision making thing. Means when you look towards employee in a capital form, capital is resource is nothing but resource have some end. Resource will finish in future. Means specifically, if you have to understand the meaning of resource, and when we say the capital always grow, it doubles. So when you look towards your employee in the form of capital, then you're looking towards employee in the form of asset, and always capital grows, doubles the things. So what the things are there in the organization context that doubling the human resource, that is the performance of employee, the talent of employee, the competencies of employee. So that should be stored somewhere, and that type of softwares are nothing but human capital management. They are just looking closely the performance of employee and giving the deep insight of the performance of employee to your top level management. So and the combination of all these two things, HRIS and SCM, is nothing but the HRMS. HRMS is a broad term. So all the processes within your HR is covered under HRMS. Got the explanation?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Is there any question on this? You got the differences? What is HRIS, HCM, HRMS, and HR analytics?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have any question after the session, also you can raise it on the WhatsApp group, or you can ask me anytime. It's not like that. कि इधर ही खत्म होगा ये, ठीक है? So what I want to say is how you are aligning a technology with workforce planning. In before whatever the previous slide says that how you are aligning the HR activities. The previous slide says that how you are aligning the strategy to your workforce planning, and this slide says that how you are aligning or linking the technology to the workforce plan. So for workforce planning, you are taking a help of analytical softwares, you are taking help of information softwares, HRIS, like that. You are taking help of ERP software like HRMS, human resource management system. So in that human resource management system, all the process of HR are linked with each other. Like your payroll are linked with your training and development, your recruitment and selection, okay, your basic employee work experience, job preference. And HRMS role is to get all the information, process that information, and give that information in the form of report. And if HR analytic is connected with HRMS, then what will happen? whatever the reports are coming from HRMS, which is not that much advanced, that your top level management will take a decision, are able to take a decision. Then HR analytics process that reports that come out from the HRMS software, and they give a deep insight of that problem that the management is searching, and give it in the form of solution. So that is the role of HRMS software and HR analytics. So that is the latest trend in the workforce planning for estimating, for predictive analysis. This software plays the important role. What type of analytics are there? Descriptive analytics are there. Descriptive is nothing but your previous historical data. Last year, how many workforce you required, how many people are you recruited or selected, so for that particular job category. That all that records, historical data, covers under descriptive analytics or research. Second one is diagnostic research. Diagnostic research or analytics is nothing but the requirement or the current state of your organization. What type of projects are running currently, and what type of workforce you require. That is nothing but the diagnostic. You are diagnosing the current issues. Predictive is nothing but the futuristic. Okay, and prescriptive analytics is nothing but you are implementing action. You are planning. You are doing some plan. Okay, to achieve that objective. Okay, what are the prediction that you are made? So that is a prescriptive analytics. For that, what type of workforce you require, what type of skill set you require. If you require 100 employees in upcoming 10 years, that is a predictive analysis outcome. If you do the predictive analysis, and after predictive analysis, you are doing the prescriptive analysis. Prescriptive analysis is the base of that predictive analysis. So whatever the answer is come from the predictive analysis, you are implementing it in action. So that part is covered. Whether that actions are right or wrong, that is analyzed through the prescriptive analysis. So there are four categories in analytics. One is descriptive, second one is diagnostic, third one is your predictive, and to implement the plan or the action as per your prediction, that is nothing but the prescriptive analytics. So in this slide, we talk about the analytics type, the various software which are helping the HR people to do the workforce planning, and the importance of technology in today's context. Got the explanation? Is there any doubt in this slide? This topic will be covered more deeply in your technology and talent management subtopic in your syllabus. So this is only the abstract or some insight about your technology and workforce planning. Okay, you got it? Can I move forward?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, so the benefits of workforce planning: tangible benefits and intangible benefits. Intangible benefits is in the form of culture, and tangible benefits it is in the form of your monetary benefits, like your profit, increase in profit. If you are implementing effective workforce plan, then what are the benefit that you are getting? Your profit ratio will increase, your shares value will increase in the market. So that is the benefit, a tangible benefit of effective workforce planning. Second one is due to effective workforce planning, staffing level and the competencies required, okay, to support both short and long-term strategies, okay, and goals to minimize the chance of workforce misalignment. So the benefits of workforce planning is that you are able to identify the required staffing levels and the competencies required for particular positions or the levels, various levels in the organization. You are able to find the gaps in between your current requirement and the future requirement, okay, and you are ready for any organizational change. That is very important, because if you have effective workforce plan, then you can implement any change in your organization, because every change directly impact your workforce, the employees which is working in your organization. So you must, if you have the effective workforce plan, long-term plan, mid-term plan, and short-term plan in your hand, then it's very easy. The latest example, like those organizations are, have the effective workforce plan in their hand, they are effectively dealing with the COVID crisis. They are not decrease, they are not lay off their employees from the organizations, or some issues are coming that most of the organizations are not given a salary to their employees. Okay, some employers are retrenching their employees from the organization. Why? Because they don't have the effective workforce planning. And those who have the effective workforce planning, they are dealing with such a drastic situation in a very effective way. So that is the latest example. Okay. So we are moving towards the next part. This till this slide, it is an introductory explanation of workforce planning. Now we are moving to a core part, that is the strategic workforce planning, in composed of 6 phases. So I think that I will only explain, introductory explain these points, and the rest part will covered in next session, because workforce planning is very important. What we are going to learn in next lecture. Hello, just a minute.
Yes,
I will
sir.
just on my battery. Just, okay. So I will just explain you what I will cover in the next lecture regards to your workforce planning, is that the stages, strategic workforce planning stages, that is 6 stages. And next we'll cover uh, the toolkits. Okay, so there are 4 steps to identify. So we'll properly go through one case, how we can plan, how we can identify the need analysis. Then we go for workforce planning assessment. Then we go with one business case for workforce planning. Means you can take one example that about the business case or business plan, and according to that, how you can link that business plan with your workforce planning, and finally creating a strategic workforce plan. So today I will share all this. If you see this, are you able to see the slides? Please
Yes.
acknowledge.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here what you are going to learn, I will just explain one by one, and we'll stop for today's session lecture, and then we'll move towards group discussion. So in first, identify the workforce planning sponsors and customer. That is nothing but the need assessment. So need assessment is done, okay, through, okay, sorry, through this toolkit, that is the workforce planning need assessment. So we are covering this much part in this need assessment, that business objective, customer perspective, criteria for success, methodology analysis, assumption and risk consideration, and finally some templates are there that I have given to you to work on that templates to get the need assessment of your workforce planning. That is one. Second, that we are going to cover, conduct a workforce planning assessment. So that the second thing that we are going to cover this. Okay. Third, toolkit is there for create a business case for workforce planning for your specific project. So the detail how you are develop a business case for your workforce plan, that is establishing a need, outline recommendation, cost and benefit, assumption and risk, implementation option, conclusion, and finally workforce planning business case. That will be covered in this toolkit. And at last, a strategic workforce plan, that is the end part of your this toolkit. That is nothing but involve your stakeholder, strategic driver, supply analysis. So what I will do, I will share all this toolkit with you today till evening. Okay. So go through this all this toolkit So you'll get a initial idea what is this toolkit and how you can use this toolkit to design your workforce plan. Okay, so consider you are a consultant and some organization given you that task to do their workforce planning. So accordingly use this toolkit. So firstly you have to identify the need, then you have to go for the assessment, then you have to go for the business case linking with your workforce planning, and finally the strategic work. So that will covered in next lecture, and this part. So two concepts are remaining for workforce planning. So strategic workforce plan, 6 stages, and the toolkit. And after that, we'll move for what? What next after workforce planning? I'm just giving you what we are going to learn in next lecture. That is your
Talent
that is your
acquisition.
talent. That is your just a minute.
Talent acquisition.
That is your talent acquisition or recruitment and selection in layman language. As we learn in talent management, so once you have a proper workforce plan in your hand for long term, short term, and mid term, then you go for talent acquisition. So talent acquisition further categorized into two parts: internal development, internal talent development, and hiring a talent from outside. So internal part is the succession planning, and the external part is called as the talent acquisition. So what are the stages? Huh? What are the process? We'll see the toolkits also, various toolkits that will go across and work on it. So what I'm expecting from you guys, that please go through all the content or material that I'm sharing with you. Just make a timetable that daily you'll read some articles, listen some podcast. Okay, so that will upgrade your knowledge and make much familiar to this concept. Though you are working in this concept, but what is the thing is that you are not you are not clear with the theoretical concept of this concept, and you have to link this practical and theoretical concept with each other. So we are going in the same way. You have read the syllabus. You read it, that syllabus that I'm shared with you, session plan. You come across with that session plan that I've shared with you. आपने देखा है क्या सेशन प्लान जो मैंने सेंड किया था आपको?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो
Yes,
आपको हाँ, तो जो सिलेबस है मैंने एक डायग्राम भी नीचे दी है. तो वी आर गोइंग स्टेप बाय स्टेप. ठीक है, तो आप देख लीजिए सिलेबस में क्या क्या है, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली विल गो. And I'm just thinking to invite one guest speaker for your technology and talent management unit, which is there in your syllabus. That I will let you know कौन आ रहा है. I will call some industry expert who is working, have the experience and work on this concept, talent management with technology. So that's it from my side for today's session. 2 points are remaining: the stages of workforce planning and the toolkit, that self learning, that will cover in next lecture. Okay, so now the forum is, or our session is open for a group discussion topic. So I hope that you learn, you gone through that resources or the material that I have shared with you. I think, what is our topic for group discussion?
In management, sir. Case study
Okay.
on
So,
talent management with lean process.
with lean process. Fine. So can we start? Or before that, is there any difficulty in today's session to understand? It's a totally the theoretical part of talent management. Workforce planning. So to understand the technology part, strategic part, long term, short term, mid term, that part that we understand. So upcoming next lecture is totally a practical part, how we are going to implement it, the stages and the toolkits. So is there any difficulty in the today's session? Can we go for group discussion? I'm asking your permission.
Yes, sir, we can move ahead.
We can go. How many people are there? 3 people?
Free of charge.
Okay. So are you able to on your video, or you can do GD on no pausing your video only? Can you
So on audio, it would be
start
better
your video?
because I'm facing
Or,
some
or
network issues as well.
fine, fine, fine. So please open the group discussion session with the background of your GD topic, and then you can just add your point of view on what is the lean. First, you just tell about that group discussion topic, and then add some points. Then we go for one by one discussion. Yes, please. We'll start.
Yes, sir. So the very first thing that we started was with there was a video of introduction to lean process. Ideally, it was the video was about on supply chain management. I could relate to the manufacturing uh, like unit or something. So it related to lean quality, speed, responsiveness, and reliability. And there were like six different tools that uh, 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 like uh, uh, the person was referring to. One was waste transportation, then that is
Can you start with the definition of lean process? What is lean process,
root cause
and
and daily
what is it?
daily huddle and Kanban. So
Hmm.
into
We'll go.
like
Will hello, hello.
yeah,
My voice is audible. So we
Yes, sir.
can
yes sir.
can we go one by step by step? Like first, you can just explain the topic. What is lean process? What is talent management? And how are you going to link these two concepts with each other? And why there is a necessity in the current scenario? Okay, to connect, because the next topic will be talent management and agile process. So lean and agile, then we are comparing with it. So before that, we are comparing lean process and talent management. So firstly, start with the explanation what is lean process, and then link your that lean process concept with talent management. Please, please carry on. Explain what is meant by lean process first.
Okay, so I'll go ahead. So, lean process, what I understood is a need for continuous improvement, and you do not need to, like, you need to go in for perfection at each level, but also a need for continuous improvement is important. This is what
Hmm.
I understood by lean process.
Okay. Next, please talk. It's a GD session. It's not like a one-to-one. I'm just teaching you and explaining the concept. The forum is open for you guys. You just talk with each other. You just discuss the point and how the talent management is linked with the lean process, and what is the consequences of it. Just discuss it. I will play a role of mentor or facilitator. Yes. Or have some difficulty, you're not read the material that I've shared with you, or
So
you require some
actually,
more time.
so the thing is, it is more you are more the attachments that we receive. It is like more data oriented, information very
Data.
limited. It's like
Mhm.
yeah, it was too much of it. And this week we already had like business
Mhm.
strategy case study. Then
Mhm.
we also had the next training and development case study, wherein we were
Okay.
able to cope up. But with yours, there were like six to seven attachment.
Yes.
So very difficult. What is like what should we refer, what shouldn't we refer? And
Okay.
with that, we also have an office and personal life as well. So it
Okay.
gets
Okay.
difficult in terms of
What
putting the
what we
entire
can,
time span only in one thing.
yeah, see, what we can do to to solve this issue. So we can we conduct group discussion session after 15 days, means 2 weeks time. So you get a
Not a problem,
proper.
sir. And
We
just
can.
one more suggestion, sir. like how initially you had given us only two attachments
Mhm.
related to one particular subject. We shall stick
Mhm.
to that, whichever from your end you think
Fine,
out of the four or five would be important and
fine,
valuable
fine,
for us. You give us that, so
fine,
even we will be able to give 100% to here.
fine,
So
fine, fine.
now what has
What I
happened,
will
like,
do, yeah, I'm getting your concern because lots of material that I've shared with you, and you are very confused to what to refer and what to get the point from that. Okay, I'm right.
So we can get a short case study
Yeah,
is related to topic.
I will do it. So what I will do, I will just filter the content that I'm sharing with you when we are selecting any topic of group discussion and providing a content reference material to that GD session. What I will do, I will filter the content. I will provide a specific content to you, so you can go read it and then take a point. The case study. Listen, what is the issue with a one-page case study or a two-page case study? All the case studies are outdated. That is the issue. 2 years or 3 years before the case studies are there. So in current scenario, it's very difficult to apply those case studies. So what I'm just thinking to that rather than providing you a ready-made or the old case studies, provide you the latest topic and provide you some relevant material to that topic. So you can take a note. Note taking is one process that you can make a note of it, one page note or two-page note by referring that material, and then you can put your thought process on that concept. That is my main total objective of this group discussion. So as Vancia said that you require some filter content or some short content that you can refer quickly and make a note on that. I will do it. Okay, I will work on it. I will firstly share those content which is relevant to you. All the content are relevant, but
all
as
the
you
content
know,
is relevant, sir, but it
yeah,
was too
what is
much
the time?
like,
Yes, yes,
yeah, it's
yeah.
a time consuming, and right now it's like even when we have to discuss, there are six different attachments. So like Alicia would be talking on something from one attachment, I might be talking from one particular attachment, and
Fine,
Sunny
fine.
might be talking from, so we wouldn't be able to connect the
You want a
dotted
specific.
lines.
You want to
Yeah,
specific. So what I
yeah,
will do,
like
I
the
will share.
first GD that you had given us, there were only
Mhm.
two attachments. So, for example, all
Okay.
from this five or six, all are good. But
Mhm.
thing is, like, which is simpler to understand and correlate, and which will be valuable for us. One or two is something like every session would be uh, better instead of
Okay.
having five to
Okay.
six together.
Yes, yes. I have noted your concern, and in further group discussion, I will do it accordingly. I will share one or two the resource the material for your reference. Okay, as we done in group discussion one, the same one. But on WhatsApp, whatever the content I'm sharing, it's for your reference only. It's whatever, because most of the time what happens, whatever the content that I form or get through my hard disk or the relevant material which is there with me, I shared through WhatsApp only. So it's not mandatory to go through all. It's for only your reference, whatever I'm sharing on your WhatsApp. But for group discussion, I will filter it and I will share relevant material to you. So you are easy for you to refer it and give an effective group discussion. Okay.
The content was good, sir. The only thing
Yes,
is
sir.
it was
Yeah,
too
fine.
much and
And
enough for a one go.
yes, yes, I'm getting your concern because you have lots of other lectures also and office work, so it's very difficult to handle all those things. I will do it. I will do it. Okay. So for today, so what I will do, I will for today's session, I will give a brief introduction to the stages of that workforce planning. Okay, and today's case study we'll do it in next week. Okay, and I will delete some content or that material from your that Google Classroom. So you will be very specific to that topic, and please read all whatever the content that I'm sharing on Google Classroom. Please read it completely. Okay, so you'll get a proper understanding about the concept, and you are able to discuss in group discussion session. Okay, so can I
Yes, sir.
just give, because 15 minutes are remaining, I will give you a short information about the stages of workforce planning. Okay, 6 phases.
Okay.
So
Okay,
we'll
okay.
discuss we'll discuss in detail in next session. But today I will give you informative explanation about it. So basically, when we are just looking towards strategic workforce planning, when I use a strategic word, then that word is not is a long-term planning. Okay, and the business or organization strategies are linked with that workforce planning. You have to assume it. So strategic workforce planning is completely a long-term plan, and it's divided into 6 phases. That is a strategic direction. Second one is supply analysis. Third one is demand analysis. Fourth, gap analysis, solution implementation, and monitoring progress. So these are the six. We'll go one by one. Before that, we need to understand what are the potential stakeholders involved in each and every phases of this strategic workforce planning. If you see, a strategic direction is mostly, the involvement of your sponsors or the top level management is mandatory, because the direction finally is given by the top level management, and the mid level management is also involved in it, because they of course they will give you the direction how to implement that strategy, whether it may be a workforce planning strategy or any strategy. So the potential stakeholder for strategic direction is executives, strategic planners, okay, that is a top level management, and budget planner, because budget is an important aspect. Without budget, you cannot do anything in organization. So if you are strategically directing workforce plan, how you can frame uh, one strategic workforce plan, then budget plan is very important. You have to review or refer that budget allocation, okay, for that workforce planning. Second one, supply analysis. Supply analysis is a current requirement. Supply analysis is nothing but what you have currently in your organization. So HR division manager or a mid-level manager or a learning division manager will give you a proper information about what type of talent that you have currently in your organization, or what type of employees that you have in the current organization, because unit manager will also, sorry, division manager is involved in this process. So current analysis, HR division manager will analyze what is the shortfall in the current requirement. Okay, what are the current processes are there in the division, and how many employees they require. So that part is covered under supply analysis. Third part is the demand analysis. Demand analysis is a futuristic, what you require in future. Might be it is for short term, mid term, or long term. Okay. So that demand analysis is, the potential stakeholder for demand analysis will be frontline supervisors, that are line managers. Okay, a strategic planner, of course, from a top level management should be there. Okay, for forecasting or analyzing the demand or requirement at the bottom level in the form of short term, long term, or mid term. And finally, the mission focused division should be there. So every division have their mission. Okay, that mission or objective is linked with the organization mission, and that division or that unit should take a review or research that the mission is aligned with the division level or unit level strategic workforce plan. So whatever the plan is done at each unit level, I'm saying at every department level. For example, 4 departments are there in organization, that every department have their own requirement. So that requirement should be linked with your departmental objective, and finally that departmental objective linked with your organizational objective. So that is the potential stakeholders which involves in demand analysis. Third one is gap analysis. So whatever the gap is exists in between supply and demand, so that gap, okay, for analyzing that gap, the potential stakeholder will be the same, like frontline supervisors, mission focused division, and finally the HR division plays the important role here, because HR people come here and they will just find out the gap, and they are considered as the potential stakeholders. Next is the solution formation. Once you find the gap and the need is there in your hand, the requirement is there in your hand, a proper plan is there, then the solution formulation process start. That is the actual action. Okay, what will be the solution? Okay, if I required 50 employees in upcoming years, okay, to just I want to hire, or the two emerging skills are there like data analytics, and I required, okay, data analytics people to be there in upcoming years. So what will be the solution for it? How I can go for acquisition, or how I can, acquire those talent. Okay, so in that the potential stakeholder will be, of course, executive managers, learning division, because training and development plays an important role here, and finally the HR division, because the HR division will involve in hiring those people or developing those people within the organization. So those are the potential stakeholders. And at last, monitor and progress. Once you implemented a solution, okay, you need to monitor, throughout the cycle of that process. Okay, if you in the process of acquiring the talent, or developing those talent internally in the organization, so the potential stakeholder to monitor those progress are managers, mid-level managers, you can say, frontline supervisors. If we are, planning for workers, sorry, laborers, workforce planning is for lower level, then frontline supervisors plays an important role. Learning division, learning and development department will play the important role, and finally the HR division. So before beginning to these six stages, you must understand the stakeholders, those who are, involved in all the stages of this six phases of your strategic workforce plan. So that's all, okay, for explanation. So strategic direction, what is strategic direction? What is supply analysis, demand analysis, gap analysis? I think briefly you are understand those concepts. Okay, and in next lecture we'll see the complete detailed explanation about how we are going for strategic direction. Okay, what are the role of those stakeholders in workforce planning, and how we reach towards the last stage of monitoring and progress. That's it. Okay. So if you have any doubt, please tell me about this stakeholder, potential stakeholders slide. Okay. I will share this slide today with that toolkits. 4 toolkits are there, so you can refer that toolkit. And in next time we'll discuss on that topic also, that lean process with talent management. Okay. So is there any question
Okay.
from your side? So can we conclude for today's session?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Should we conclude?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please let me know if you have any doubt. Okay. I'm just stopping my presentation, presenting the screen. Okay. Please let me know if you have any doubt regards to workforce. I will go very slowly because each and every part is very specialized, and we'll try to understand first the theoretical part, and then we'll implement it in a practical way. Okay, and for that I will provide you the relevant material on your WhatsApp group, so you can just refer it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you for
Yes,
today's
sir.
session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.